It's time to start off 2026, in February no less, by taking a look at the pickups from January. Starting off out of Africa are three rather unique and digital patterns from Togo, the Ivory Coast, and Senegal. Togo's pattern is an interesting blue-dominant digital design. First appearing around 2023, it features a very faint purplish hue throughout, which together with the blue makes sense as it's a design worn by their national gendarmerie. Moving to the Ivory Coast, this pattern is actually one of their more tamer designs, as it's something of a straightforward temperate digital pattern that's used by the Rapid Mobile Intervention Unit of their Customs Service, which also includes its emblem seen throughout. Finally, wrapping up the African digital designs is something of a mystery, as it has tags identifying it being made by a company based out of Senegal's capital of Dakar. Being a very light green dominant pixelated design, it also incorporates the letters EFCSN in a rather basic way. Unlikely to be associated with the biggest organization that has that abbreviation, the European Fact-Checking Standards Network, the significance behind this pattern seems to be a bit elusive as of right now, and it's totally possible the letters are some sort of temporary watermark or something else entirely. But if anyone actually knows the significance behind this one, don't hesitate to reach out. Moving now to the United States are two lesser seen pieces. On the left is an older Mali 1 vest in the woodland pattern. Being a part of the first generation load carrying equipment system introduced in the late 1990s, these didn't stick around too long and were replaced with the Mali 2 system that refined them, giving them a much better fit and improved design, along with seeing them made in a number of other colors and camouflages. Next to it is a uniform bearing a pattern that closely resembles the US Navy's AOR-1 digital design. Created for and worn almost exclusively by assorted Special Forces units during the early years of the War on Terror, it sees a lot of features introduced with then new generation uniforms, but is actually referred to as the SOF BDU. Made by Paraclete, these were made in two fabric weights and were seen in a variety of colors and camouflage patterns from solid tan and woodland to three-color desert and even UCP. Being something of an enigma, many of them when appearing for sale are in lightly used to entirely unworn brand new condition. On top of that, they feature properly formatted government contract numbers but no NATO stock numbers, and were either made in the United States or the Dominican Republic, with some sets even having one piece made in one country and the second in the other. More research on these is definitely warranted. To wrap things up though, we move over to Asia and Oceania with two final camouflage pieces, one out of Papua New Guinea and the other China. The DPM pattern is something of an urban one and is worn by members of the country's maritime element of their defense force. Keeping it simple, the nation has employed really only DPM variants for their forces, ranging from temperate for their land, blue for their air, and a darkish purple for their national police. Last up is the older Chinese Special Forces variant of the Type 07 camouflage. Worn by units of just about every branch of the PLA, the uniforms often saw slight differences to their standard counterparts, though frequently were made mostly the same, being seen in the same summer and winter versions. However, this one is pretty different for a few reasons. Most noticeably, the cut and features are pretty unique. On top of this though, the fabric is also flame resistant, something that wouldn't become more common until the next generation of camouflage uniforms. But this specific set was actually worn by those participating in the 2015 Golden Eagle exercises held in Kazakhstan, with many photographs showing Air Force personnel specifically wearing them. But anyway, on that note, we've hit everything picked up in January. See you all again next month, same place, and probably around the same time too. Until then.